All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. All right. All right. Okay. Can you hear me now? It came in and went right back. Okay. Hopefully you should hear me. Hopefully that did it. I'm going to go without the mic. All right. All right. Looks like we're good. Okay. I done unplugged the mic. Um, I don't know what's going on with that. But at least the mic is good here. So we are going to go forward and rock. So with that being said, okay, cool. Cool. So let me see who all I got in the chat so far. Let's see. So we got Judah Queen in the house. Nichelle Hardgrave, Silent D Productions in the house. Kathy B. Shawana Stevens. Desmond Works. Yes, indeed. All right. So as everybody's coming in, please like and share this broadcast. Uh, once again, I will say this is the Beatzilla PDX official show. This broadcast is the midweek report, and we have some things to discuss, like the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. We also have to talk about the McMichael trial, McMichael slash Bryan trial, and then also something that just happened here locally within like the last hour, and then uh, Boston. So we will be hitting those not in any particular order, but we will be starting on Portland first. Um, so interesting thing happened. What's up, buddy? Okay. Um, Let me get this up here. And in the meantime, please like and share. Let's share, like and share. Why can't I see that? There we go. Okay. So our city council just recently had a meeting today. A plan to, as you know, well, first let me back up. Portland being one of the main places that had the longest standing protests after the George Floyd murder, and one of the biggest places that were calling for defunding the police. Well, me and many others said, once the Democrats use this momentum to get Joe Biden elected, The defund the police talk will go right out the window, and the rest is history. So this just happened here. Oyela Aket, welcome. All right, let me get in here. So this is this just happened maybe an hour ago.
Organization success. We will give the impact reduction program the resources it needs to build on its services and clean up our streets.
That's our janky mayor.
I know you are calling on us to act. I ask that you accept this fall bump package as the concrete, urgent action that you've called for. Your city council is here and we're doing what we can. Please lean in with us. Help us reestablish the connection between the head and the heart. And then together, let's remember what the soul of the city is all about. Love. I vote aye.
And making sure that Black folks don't get their due. That's one major thing being done here. Actually, I'm sorry. That was Keelan. Our mayor is over here in the middle.
First, I want to thank the employees of the city of Portland. March 2020 changed life as we knew it forever. What I know is that City of Portland employees suffered all the crises that everyone else suffered, but they also showed up. They worked hard. They were intentional about making sure that we found the most vulnerable people in our community to provide supports to. I'd never been prouder in my life to be part of an effort. Ironically, getting ready for the vote today, and it took me until late last night to figure out where I would land. I decided to walk over to the food carts because I'm fortunate to have sidewalks in my neighborhood, and I'm fortunate to have good food carts close to me. But I came back in the house twice because each time the coat that I had on wasn't heavy enough for the wind that I was going to encounter when I took that walk. And it is real to me that in March of 2020, there were many hardworking Oregonians who woke up, lost their 2 or 3 minimum wage jobs, faced housing insecurity. Their kids were already behind in school. Now they're 2 more years behind. And what I realize is
this was done by a Democratic governor and mayor. So the entire system here is Democratic. And so they couldn't get anything done other than, right now they're trying to give money to the Native Americans to help move them. And I'm trying to get to the point of this. She's kind of rambling. But they gave more money to the police.
Or we had 2 Portlanders. One who was focused on making money. Today, we have a population of people who are economically devastated. We have $62 million more because guess what? Some corporations made bucket loads of money during the pandemic. And we know corporations don't like to pay taxes. So if we got that much money that we didn't expect, can you imagine how much profit was made?
Especially by big pharma.
That is what we're talking about. We have one-time money to invest in our values. Today, I am going to make the difficult decision to vote yes on this budget. It has a lot in it that I like, and it has a lot in it that I'm concerned about.
Here it comes.
I want to make it really clear to voters where I stand on this budget and what I support.
Here it comes.
Because I've never done anything else but be honest and transparent about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to recognize that Portland is dealing with a lot of challenges as we recover from an ongoing pandemic. Economic fallout,
and continuous years of nonstop white supremacy.
A dramatic increase in traffic fatalities. In fact, on par to be the deadliest year by automobiles in the city of Portland.
By design.
And a national surge in gun violence. I share the concerns I hear each and every day from our community. I get it. People want to feel safe. They want a compassionate response to a houseless crisis. And they want to see an expansion of community safety programs like Portland Street Response.
Don't you hear what's happening?
This year's fall bump is unique in that we have unexpected revenue
Silent
available
D, you
for
would be
one-time
betting
funding, meaning these funds are unlikely to exist next year and therefore are likely to be available to fund, and therefore unlikely to be available to fund ongoing budget or staffing commitments. This revenue has largely come from taxes on our largest corporations and biggest businesses who saw a significant increase in profits, while small businesses and regular Portlanders continue to suffer.
Got it. Let's get to what you're actually giving in the bill.
Providing, actually, it's OMF and the budget office are working on what is Prosper's plan, given that 13 tax incremental finance districts are nearing completion, which will result in the increased resources returning to the assessment rolls and to the city's general fund. Their reinvestment in Prosper is not a foregone conclusion. And anyone who's been here in the 3 years I've been here, I've asked this question over and over and over again. Prosper has not prospered BIPOC communities or most small.
See, here's a problem. When your black politicians can't even use the word black while being this black. I mean, come on. This is Portland. This is a politician here. You know what I'm saying? This is a local politician right here. BIPOC. First thing out of my mouth. She did all of that rambling, but couldn't mention black folks once. BIPOC and who? Let's hear it again. Let's back up a little bit.
Over and over, I'm told I cannot do something only to have my colleagues decide that, in fact, yes, they can behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to be clear.
It's called white supremacy.
That when I criticize the process and transparency around our budget, those are criticisms of elected leadership overseeing this process, not the incredible hardworking employees who make up our budget office and our fearless budget director, Jessica Kennard. Jessica Kennard always gives us good advice, and for 2 budget cycles in a row, we've totally disregarded it. There's a reason I have a $5 billion maintenance backlog, because elected leaders always want to do the new shiny thing rather than actually taking care of what we have. I'm concerned about the $1.35 million this budget invests into Prosper Portland to fund 4 different future-focused studies and strategies to inform future work that we do not know, A, if we want, and B, if we will be able to fund it. At this time, OMF and Prosper are providing, actually it's OMF and the budget office are working on what is Prosper's plan, given that 13 tax incremental finance districts are nearing completion, which will result in the increased resources returning to the assessment rolls and to the city's general fund.
Okay, I'm going to go on because where I wanted to get to is right after this. But did you just hear that savvy way of working folks out away from the money? So they have a plan with the intent on prospering the city, but they're doing it in districts that are already funded and at the end of completion, meaning that, and there's no black neighborhoods here, by the way, everything is intermixed. So before you could build anything, so that before the NAACP could come through and say, hey, we need one of them loans or, HUD or something like that, they're already giving the money back to the districts. Viewer 1, welcome. Hey, you made it. Yes, indeed. So this being one of the poster child, like textbook places of redlining. This right here, that whole big old circle that she just talked into, all that breaks down into is putting something out there to make it look like you're going to get money for the community, when actuality, the money is going back to the district. So you're just getting tax money for them to spend, while the farce is they're doing something for us. Black Love 17 in the house.
Their reinvestment in Prosper is not a foregone conclusion.
It's reinvestment in
anyone
themselves.
Who's been here in the 3 years I've been here, I've asked this question over and over and over again. Prosper has not prospered BIPOC communities or most small businesses in the city of Portland. The council must have that conversation. $1.3 million for them to figure out how they do the future is not a good investment of one-time dollars. This year, 2 community members experiencing
all right, that's enough. So and now I'm just showing you what they're doing here. That's part of it. So they just got this big old budget. They're giving millions more dollars to the police. And this is after defund the police and all the chants and all of this. What you are seeing is a major push of Democratic leadership. You guys will probably be seeing this is coming near you very soon for all of you who live in blue states. Because they understand, and I do mean they, Democrats, understand that black folks aren't necessarily rocking with them as heavy as before. And we definitely don't fool with the Republicans like that. So really what it's saying is the black vote and the equity that is in the black voter base is becoming more and more up for grabs. And because they don't control our narrative, they don't know what to do. With that being said, there are some people who, you got the typical ones out here who, for all intents and purposes, for all intents and purposes, I always want to get out there and make sure they toe the line for the Democrats. And, here we go with Roland Martin. Yeah, we're going to get to him early. So this dude comes out talking about what he's trying to do is re-legitimize Kamala Harris and trying to make her black again. So the attack that's happening on her is because it's like an attack on all black women. How? I don't know, because it doesn't really make sense considering how she's not black. But let's hear what this idiot has to say.
Year one in the administration of Biden and Harris, and already there have been stories in the Los Angeles Times, in Politico, numerous stories in Politico. Now this CNN story over the weekend, how there's this massive dysfunction and how the White House is tired of Vice President Harris and her staff was not trusting of the White House. Here's what should be happening. Ron Klain, who is the chief of staff to President Biden, needs to squash this. This is where the chief of staff calls his folks together and say, cut the bullshit. The last thing that needs to be happening right now are all of these stories that are circulating that are attacking the vice president. You see the poll numbers, 28%, that people are saying, oh my God, lowest ever. And now you see the Washington Post, they're touting Pete Buttigieg. You're talking about a cabinet member who is far down the totem pole, and folks are saying, oh, maybe they should replace Harris with him in 2024. If the people who are in the White House and the people who used to work for Kamala Harris can't shut their damn mouths, well, then you know what? Y'all are going to make it real easy for Republicans to win in 2024. And for every single person who's in the White House who keeps talking about, oh, what's going to happen in 2024, you need to be focusing on 2022 before you start focusing on 2024. And I said this here, and then you had this idiot Glenn Greenwald.
Wait a minute. Wait
you
a
know,
minute. I gotta show y'all something. Oh man. I don't want Rolly to strike me. That's why I'm doing it this way, y'all.
oh, maybe they should replace Harris with him in 2024. If the people who are in the White House and the people who used to work for Kamala Harris can't shut their damn mouths, well, then you know what? Y'all are going to make it real easy for Republicans to win in 2024. And for every single person who's in the White House who keeps talking about, oh, what's going to happen in 2024, you need to be focusing on 2022 before you start focusing on 2024.
And that is true. But see, Roland is doing this to get himself some money. He ain't doing this for nobody else. You understand what I'm saying? Valley Ray, what's going on? No, he's doing this to get him a check.
And I said this here, and then you had this idiot Glenn Greenwald, who pretty much is nothing but, you want to see him talking, all you got to do is just watch Tucker Carlson with his nonsense. He actually took exception to a tweet that I sent out today. His exception was that if you want to see what's happening with the Democratic Party. So what happened was Michael Harriet actually had tweeted something out saying that you're going to see potentially the Democrats trying to replace Harris with Buttigieg, and I actually responded to that particular tweet. Let me find it right now because I just want to show you what's going on here. And see, you need to understand what's happening here. If people did not somehow see Vice President Harris as a threat, you would not have the constant attacks on her. And that's exactly what you're seeing. It's constant. Roland.
No. No, player. Because remember how they tout her as being a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, our newest member, the great Kamala Harris. I ain't gonna do nothing just for black people, no. Well, this is telling you what your constituents want with that black vote. See, this isn't an attack on this to ignore what you actually put out as a poll. You can't blame no one else but yourselves. And if we're looking to sister girl here, here's another problem. Maybe cutting over $50 billion to HBCUs might be an issue, while you're going to turn around and celebrate $1 billion afterwards.
After the other, one after the other. They're portraying her as being a doofus, somebody who's clueless, someone who doesn't know what's going on.
No, actually, that's how y'all trying to treat the black vote. And y'all been treating the black vote this way, and no more of that. So now you have to show and prove, and she can't because she wasn't put there to do anything for us. So you got to worry about this. Do what? What can you even speak in black folks' direction right now? I think this speaks for itself. This speaks for itself. Voting rights ain't even close. Infrastructure? And y'all out there saying, we got the bill passed, we got the bill, the clean bill, we got it passed. George Floyd. Because guess what? Reparations take care of all that other. Everybody else figured that out except for the people who are supposedly voted in power to know. And here you got this dum-dum. See, this is let you know that the powers that be have sent down the word, and Roland's last-ditch effort of trying to get a political Democratic job, maybe this next go around, if he can get the Democrats reelected. Y'all got to worry about 2022. See, I'm going to show you my political genius right now. You ain't no genius, Negro. What you know is that new black media is already on that ass. So you already coming out there to be a poster child for Coonan. You gotta butter them biscuits. Butter them biscuits. Look at that boy out there crying. I'm so proud of my people. Look at my people and they voting. And now your people want this, Roland. And you trying to tell us we should be more concerned about that.
All of that.
Negro,
Okay.
please.
So, those are the things that you are seeing that actually takes place. And the reason this really is important is because clearly there are people who are afraid of her for some reason. Remember all the attacks that took place when she was running for office? Remember how it was the troll farms that were specifically castigating her, tearing her apart, ripping her to shreds?
Remember how that ain't true, Roland, because it was black folks that said we ain't fooling with her because she got her Asian American, whatever she want to identify as this week. Still, even if she want to call herself black, got up there and said in front of the world, I ain't going to do nothing just for black people. No. But here's the steady bell. The steady bell being rung. Does that tell you she give a damn about black folk? She don't give a crap about who's voting for her. She just took that vote right to the bank, said thank you. And now she's getting treated like a Negro and wants somebody to care. Hold your own curry. Hold your own mutton.
Y'all do remember that taking place. So now all of a sudden you have more of this. Now all of a sudden it's, oh, she's not up for the job. And then the one that really
never was.
Just got me just hilarious, got me laughing is, oh my goodness, she's disappeared. How has she disappeared when she's literally been involved in numerous meetings? President Biden has talked about the role that she played in the Build Back Better plan dealing with Congress. She just got back from France, a very successful trip. Here's a tweet right here. So Michael Harrod had tweeted, they finna leapfrog Pete Buttigieg over Kamala Harris. Watch. I responded, if the Democrats want to see a black female revolt, go ahead and try this. You're guaranteed to lose. So this idiot Glenn Greenwald goes, Democratic Party politics in 2 tweets. Well, actually, it's right, Glenn.
I see it. Put it on the screen here. Democratic Party politics in 2 seats. If the Democrats want to see a black female revolt, go ahead and try this. You are guaranteed to lose. Well, that's them going back. So that's just a bunch of sassiness going back and forth. I mean, and again, we already know Roland ain't got no boots on the ground. Nobody fool with this dude like that. He be trying to talk real tough, don't he? Yeah, she stuck on stupid.
Because, see, I'm telling y'all right now, and this is for all the folks in the White House and the folks who used to work for Vice President Harris who keep running their mouths.
Now, I just want to say, when you try this, she surrounded herself with the people that she wanted around her, didn't she? And then she couldn't make them happy, and now they're complaining. Well, she didn't get none of them Chucks and Pearls, people. No, she just went and used them, and then she went and did the same thing like Michelle Obama and got a whole bunch of non-black folks. Shoot, she might even have more black folks than Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama don't fool with Negroes like that. That's what's so funny, man. They put these folks up here and be like, oh, let's stick Candace Owens with this dude and legitimize her. Then everybody be like, oh, yeah, sister girls. Yeah, she don't fool with you. She don't even fool with you the short way. She wouldn't get you a damn sandwich if you the last person on earth starving and she had a smorgasbord. You got to be kidding. There's just certain black folks, I don't give a damn. My boy, they got to relate to me. Son, we all what? No, they not. And they proud not being that. Like Roland.
The last group y'all want to piss off are black women. There is no group that is more aligned with the Democratic Party than black women. Nobody. Not black men.
Hail Mary.
Not white women. Not white men. Not Latino men. Not Latino women. Not Asian. Not Asian men, women. Native Americans. Folks who are Jews. Christians. I mean, I can go down every single group. There is no group that's more in line with the Democratic Party than black women.
And with that being said, they brought this non-black woman over here to represent herself as a black woman to trick and deceive black women into voting for her. So for a party that does have black women in it, maybe you should start paying attention to the fact that there is a section of black women who were previously voters who will say now, Kamala Harris is not black. We cannot, as black men, talk behind or around black women about a black woman's issue. Us as men have to accept, brother, that our sisters do not look at this woman as a black woman. So let's not force her. Let's stop raping our women with Kamala Harris. This phony sister girl, you should vote for her because she has your back. She already shown you that she don't give a damn. She went to an HBCU and happily sat there and watched their money get cut and didn't say a damn word. And they're going to tell me she went to France. Everything that you're going to tout her for, then it gets janky. Then you start moving over to something else that she done that has a worthless outcome for black America. Good going, Roland. What a dummy. I mean, this is just stupid. And you guys need to shut your damn mouths. What you needed to do was listen to the people who told you what they want. There is one answer here. It ain't voting. It ain't climate. Matter of fact, do you even see climate here at all? Did climate even register with black people? No, it did not. You know why? Because us as black folks fully understand. You give us reparations, climate couldn't be an issue. Health really wouldn't be an issue because we would invest in our own hospitals. And see, that's the whole thing. We start getting money and we start building things amongst ourselves for ourselves and start staying to ourselves. Then all of a sudden, health is a big thing. Got a bunch of healthy people. Imagine that. A healthy society with very little sickness. Doesn't sound too bad to me. But if somebody doesn't want us to do that, well, then, you just got to wonder. And truth be told, this is just a smokescreen conversation to get away from the real agenda. Because you can't sidestep this. When I don't even know what was made them even put this poll up. This done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap now. For the Congressional Black Caucus, all they can do is produce. If they refuse to produce, then you'll just be going ahead and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. And see, the Democrats are in such disarray right now. That's enough I'll play of this portly gentleman. And uh, I ain't the tennis individual myself. Good Lord, as much shit as he talk. Dan Ruck, what's going on, brother? Oh, Esmont, welcome. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. Let me get this joker out of my studio. Okay, so the next topic I want to hit on, which again is further dealing with the Democrats and this political landscape that is forever being changed. B1, B1, B1. Grassroots black folks, new black media. Man, we've been putting foots to asses so well that, watching somebody else's house crumble for a change and be in disarray for a change, it feels all right. you know. Oh, speaking of disarray, before I get to this story, I wanted to start out with it, but I totally spaced it. Unfortunately, I heard about the news. I'm sure most of y'all heard today that the rapper Young Dolph was senselessly murdered down there in Memphis, Tennessee. And so far, there's been reports of black youngster's grandmother or mother's house getting shot up or her getting shot. So they doing some crazy stuff out there in Memphis. It's turning into a war zone down there. So if any of y'all got anybody here watching me down there in Memphis, please be careful. Condolences to young Dolph's family and children, family and friends and whatnot. And everybody else who has been harmed by way of this unfortunate spiral of unnecessary death. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, somebody will come to their senses before it gets too far. But I think if you start hitting up people's mamas and grandmas, I think we're already there. So all I can say right now is y'all be safe out there. If you are in anywhere around that area that is tied to Memphis, if you riding over into Arkansas at all, just be mindful. Be mindful of them license plates where you at, because things ain't sounding good right now out there. So, and as I'm investigating the story, like there's something else that pops up as you're just looking at. So, man, hopefully things can calm down. But right now, this brother got killed earlier today, and there's already been multiple shootings. The police are out there in front of Yo Gotti's restaurant right now, so it's very crazy. Interesting part about that story is, though, the first thought was Soulja Boy, because Soulja Boy actually got out there and started talking crazy and talking loud on microphone and on camera. I think there's a lot of people who probably don't really take Soulja Boy serious enough to really consider him for something so brazen. So I think that was one of the things that kind of caught my attention. It's kind of funny. And a funny thing about an unfortunate situation, because typically for a person that said, I want to put $100,000 on this dude's head, and then the dude turns up dead the next day, everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, he had something to do with it. But when the streets know who's who, Soulja Boy name didn't come up. I just say it like that. Soulja Boy name didn't come up at all. Matter of fact, he ain't even a thought into what's going on down there. As far as I know, like, that's some crazy stuff, man. And it's just a crazy coincidence that, I mean, because I was like, well, anybody that's going to say I'm going to do all of this on camera like that, you ain't either right in the head or you ready to go spend your rest of your life in the Fed. So I figured that was kind of some studio shit. Like, and that kind of seemed like some entertainment type stuff. Because, like, has Soulja Boy really had a serious beef with anyone? I mean, for anyone who pays for a ghetto pass, I really don't know if you really could substantiate a beef. I don't know. Maybe you can. I mean, money can buy anything. So, I mean, but, as some people out here might say, the B is not for sale. So, he learned that when he went down there in L.A. He went down there because you can't false flag like that. Oh man, you out there big blended whoops. No, you not that at all, bro. Stop it. You got quickly checked. Ran off the block. Ran off the block. So what's so funny is like nobody even looking at that dude because he's the loudmouth one. Everybody like, hey, Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti doing, I ain't got no problems. Nah. I ain't got no. Yeah, I don't know. But unfortunate situation. Hopefully they like I said, man, can do this. Find some kind of peaceful medium without too much blood. But it sounds like they really, really going there. So sad deal, man. Once again, I would say my condolences to all the families involved and all the future families that will be affected. Because I don't see this ending anytime soon. So, y'all just good luck with this. So anyway, the story I wanted to hit that ties into the Democrats is this Boston thing. So, so y'all know that like Boston just had a mayoral run, right? So, and I remember the morning I woke up, is they're trying to put this off as like, this is historical. And I did. When you hear something out your sleep, you're waking up to the news in the morning saying, historical person of color. Michelle Wu. You say, what? What they call this one? First woman of color? Oh, no. Who? This is Michelle Wu, the first woman of color mayor of Boston. And I guess there's a lady who wrote an article for NPR, or actually made a tweet. There are a few tweets that came out, and you'll see this in this video I'm about to play. There's one of them. And then here's another. Now, see, she's an Asian American there. Sound familiar? I don't see any similarities right there. I'm just saying. Any some similarities there? Yeah, stay safe, Memphis. For real.
In the Twitter doghouse today after posting and eventually deleting a controversial tweet about Boston's new mayor. The tweet read, quote, Michelle.
Notice how they get the anchor that looks Asian to do this piece too.
Wu, an Asian American, is the first woman and first person of color elected to lead the city. While many are hailing it as a turning point, others see it as more of a disappointment that the 3 black candidates couldn't even come close. The accompanying article written.
Okay, now they're mad at NPR because they said the other 3 black candidates couldn't come close. So they just told you there were 3 black candidates. Those are the other candidates in this race. Those are the other candidates in this race. But she, Michelle Wu, is the first woman of color. So that is Michelle Wu and all of her other people she's running against. Now, if you notice, she's obviously been to the tanning booth a bit because she's nowhere near that light right now. Because this is her. See, she's starting to darken up and the hair is starting to flow a little more. Because, see, here's her just kind of, she looks like she's been to the tanning booth. But little Keanu and brother,
by Tobias Smith further laments Wu's victory. Smith writes, quote, "Many in Boston were hopeful that this would be the year, in this time of racial reckoning, that Boston might elect its first black mayor, as most of the nation's 30 largest cities have already done."
After deleting the tweet, NPR expressed regret, saying, "We realize we don't always get things right the first time, and our previous tweet headline misrepresented the story. We deleted the previous tweet, which was causing harm, and we have updated the story." That was.
It did not misrepresent the story. And what's so funny about this is like, because, we all get like news notifications and whatnot. On this particular story, there was a correction printed. So I literally seen the notification of the correction. They got on this one real quick. "Don't you dare say this Chinese woman is not a person of color. She identifies as white on paper, but it's beneficial for us right now. Get out there and you change that." So this is what they did. So the NPR, and so here, let me show you the woman that, because, her name is Tavia Smith. So, when you see, when you hear about like a person like this saying black folks, and this is a headline, one who cares, welcome, and kind of getting on somebody like this about, the fact that in a race to where you have 3 African-American candidates, the Asian woman wins, and then you start calling her the first woman of color. Well, let me show you who actually wrote that piece. This is Tavia Smith. That's actually who wrote that. I wonder if they even knew. Because I think it's like, did y'all even know she was white? Because y'all probably saw that name and be like, damn it, this black woman. Let's go get her. Come to find out, this is actually her. But shout out Tavia Smith, because he's actually right. Because how the hell do you have a damn race talking about she the first woman of color, but she beat out these people? How that make sense?
My concerned NPR voice. The outlet also put on a new post on Twitter, which reads in part, "Black activists and political strategists reflect on what they can learn from the 2021 campaign season." And the article was really just as atrocious to me as the actual tweet, because it was like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph quoting all of these minority activists, social justice activist type people, saying how disappointed they were that, like this was either don't do an article about how this is historical, that to have the first Asian American first woman of color mayor. Just.
Well, maybe you probably would stop calling her a person of color, woman of color, because she is not. As we have known, the Chinese and a lot of other Asians have considered themselves honorary Aryans, meaning white, not person of color. And by person of color, what color is it again? Just like Judah Queen asked, what color is that? So, my point in this is, are you watching the trickery in this? What is the need to start calling Chinese or Asian people people of color? What is the need for that? See, as foundational Black Americans, descendants of American slavery, as we make our claim and make our impression felt, they are running out of minority manipulation. So this is what's happening. They're going to start using these Asians and these Afghans who is white as bread and start coming over here hollering people of color. In the meantime, I've already shown you about this hustle about trying to get up on reparations. For all of these other groups coming over here trying to get reparations and associate themselves with us. Now, here's something else you're going to start seeing on paper, because I'm already starting to see it. When you are going to start seeing them actually actively use the word black in writing, when it's talking about anything close to tangible, it'll say black, comma, indigenous. See, another trick term. Because yes, we're saying we are indigenous Black folks. We are foundational Black people. Not to be confused with $5 Indians. Are you peeping the hustle? So they're hitting us from this end, and then they're bringing in a whole new wave to hit us on another. These people ain't giving up easy. But here's the point. We keep the foot on their throat, keep the pedal to the metal. Because at the end of the day, none of their problems are ours. And if they come here to create problems for themselves with these people because how they felt that they were going to work against us and our interest doesn't work out, well, that's on them. And they should have never planned to come here against us anyway. So y'all remember that. Don't y'all ever sit up here and feel sad for somebody getting their ass kicked because it didn't work out for them here. They came here to get over on you. Better get over it. It ain't our problem.
Don't do that article, but if you're going to do that article, it seems so weird to be about how, well, she wasn't the right kind of minority. It was very tokenizing and insulting, especially because
she's not a person of color. That's what the problem is. With 3 Black people there, and you hear how this white man's up here trying to spin this like she somehow had a default? Yeah,
you
get
can
the
put
hell
this
out of
tweet
here.
up for me if we have it. NPR's relentless coverage of how much animus there is towards Asian Americans, in the pandemic era, in the Trump era. Like, this article was
okay. So you're going to you're morphing her into the minority spot. And did you hear the little slick trickery now all of a sudden? The Black community, without saying the Black community, but what community has been anti-Asian? And so in the midst of a foreigner getting tangibles, and again, these black leaders, family. This is her family. Who is she here to represent? Who the hell is she here to represent? And you know who was behind her on her campaign trail? These Negroes didn't rate. Elizabeth Warren had her back, campaigned for her. Them Negroes couldn't rate. So the reason why she did win is because over the black vote and over the black people, the Democrats wanted this Asian woman to win. And once you start digging into what she's about, it makes it very plain. She's a very heavy advocate for LGBTQ rights and set-asides, and she's also an advocate for sanctuary cities and immigration. Imagine that. Guess who's left out?
I'm not going to say it was like a hate crime or something, but it was bordering on reflecting that exact same animus in just the most kind of caricature of stupid left progressivism. Anyway, I'll shut up. That's what I thought about it.
Well, let me chime in here as the token Asian woman on the panel, I suppose.
Kim, we're very disappointed though that you're not a different race. You know, that's
I mean, clearly,
yes,
and that's really the problem with what NPR was saying, right? And that's the exact problem with what they put out there. Now, what I find interesting is they said that the original tweet caused harm, and I'm trying to figure out who the original tweet caused harm to, because if anything, the follow-up tweet caused harm, if there was harm to be had. I mean, the first tweet says,
boy, these people something else, man. So they go get Kamora Lee Simmons, their resident Kamora Lee. Here, you get up here. You black and Asian, right? Like, is she normally on TV? Is she the coffee girl? Where you get her from? Hey, can you read this real quick? We need you to read this on camera for us. Come on. Is this woman really on TV every day? I gotta wonder. Because what a coincidence you found somebody who's Asian and black to talk about this. So you got the little sassy white man up here kind of talking shit on black leaders. Well, they over here, and I just be better, I guess, if you were another race. Shut up.
You know, they obviously somewhat congratulate and celebrate the fact that Boston got its first Asian American mayor. But then they say, but, you know, some people are not so happy about it. And then they erased her completely in the second tweet. So I'm sitting here thinking, how did the first tweet cause harm when the second tweet you erased the Asian American woman's
whatever. What happened here?
NPR sort of, like you said, Robbie, points out that there was a lot of alarm.
Wow. All right. Hopefully that fixed that. Did y'all hear that loud ass noise? Oh man, it was like some big loud noise in my ear. Okay, now back to the video. Good Lord.
About Asian American hate crimes rising because of Trump's rhetoric. Asians were used by the left when it was convenient to say, look at what was going on against you because Donald Trump says XYZ, and that is putting you in harm's way. And then it's
Donald Trump was the reason that Asians was having trouble now. Was it a bunch of MAGA hats or MAGA shirts that they kept throwing under the bus for being anti-Asian? Was it Donald Trump? Boy, these people crazy. Oh, these people crazy. Oh, man. Man. Oh, you can't even be a target no more alone. Jeez. Oh, boy. If everybody was throwing rocks at us and they sat over there and seen all the rocks falling up off of us, they said, well, man, I got to go get some too because, damn it, they're not going to have that too. Good grief. This is amazing. Let me just play that again. I mean, the spin that they're doing here to start. Now, this is going to go to, I'm assuming this is trying to overtalk the fact that the grassroots and new black media is talking about this. So I'm assuming this must be a strong attempt to sidestep this again. And then when you have stuff like this, and then this is your choices, but this is where you end up, well, then one could say that you're probably not interested in this. That's not a race thing. That is a group interest thing. That's a community interest, a tribal interest, William. So look at what they're doing. As we as black folks start coming together collectively, they're already on code to start trying to circumvent, and now they're somehow tying. Nah, this is going to be a real slick move. So they've been using wokeness and, well, it's the cancel culture and this and it. No, it ain't. And now they're going to start using woke over here with Trump. So watch how they start using these little random words. Because since when did Trump ever incite anti-Asian hate other than calling it the Wuhan virus or the China virus? The shit came from Wuhan, China. I didn't incite no violence. What are you kidding? We got a whole trial right now with this little 17-year-old bastard with an AR-15 that we even have to question if he could kill two people when he was a minor.
categorized as white.
Insane.
And that's not true, right? I mean, I'm half, so I guess you could kind of say that about me.
See,
but
she's half.
most
Look, I
people
told her.
that are, fully Asian are not white at all. And into kind of this erasing. And it's kind of interesting how this is happening. I mean, NPR sort of, like you said, Robbie, points out that there was a lot.
See, here's when people start getting into slick talk. This is slick talk. This is slick talk. She know damn well, and especially them man most definitely know. Because there's something that doesn't happen within their community that does happen in the black one. And number one is the attack on the family. So this line that they're doing right now, this is game, family. This is straight game. So what they're doing is trying to run a hustle on trying to dumb down our actual claims. That's what I was looking at with these other reparations. White people for black or African reparations. Look at the wording that they're using. So yeah, just listen to how they got her talking. So I'm half. So now she's gonna be there to legitimize the dog whistling against black folk. Damn, this is evil.
We're being categorized as white. And that's not true.
Because you categorize,
right? I mean, I'm half, so I guess you could kind of say that.
Family, they categorize themselves as white. And all of a sudden, that's a black thing. They categorizing it. No. You do. That is not black people doing that. Cut it out.
About me, but most people that are, fully Asian are not white at all. And into kind of this erasing,
a ton of Asian Trump support.
And it's kind of interesting how this is happening. I mean,
right,
NPR sort of, like you said, Robbie, points out that there was a lot of alarm about Asian American hate crimes rising because of Trump's rhetoric. Asians were used by the left when it was convenient to say, look at what was going on against you because Donald Trump says XYZ, and that is putting you in harm's way. And
from who? From the people that she just said she was half of? So see, obviously that half, she was real quick to throw into the bus, huh?
Then it's sudden, when that's no longer an issue, now it's like, but Asian people, when it comes to Harvard law case, the lawsuit from the students against Harvard, that is, seen as anti-affirmative action. Then it's like suddenly Asians are invisible. And that is so I'm trying to figure out who did they harm.
Now we've playing this game. Now we really playing this game like Asians haven't repeatedly shit on black folk. We really playing this game. Family, let this be, again, props to you, props to all of those in the grassroots and new black media for making something like this possible to where these scumbags have to get out there and twist the narrative in such a wild, outlandish way that they start sounding like this.
Harm in the first tweet, because if anything, the second tweet was more harmful when they erased Michelle Wu's accomplishment.
And to me, if there is genuine outrage and self-reflection going on within a section of the black activist community in Boston, and that's a real thing, then that's a good thing to report on. Let's read about that. Just own that story. I think one thing that
writer of the story, family. The writer of the story. Just let that sink in. Now he's up here talking about how the black people need to come with certain stuff and come to terms with some. We didn't write this, bruh. And if she got quotes from how different black folks was feeling, then that just lets you know that she was concerned to get the temperature of the people. You said she looked like Rocky. Oh, is that the dude from Mask? B. Mick. We're not doing that today, B. Mick. Oh, Jesus. Oh, stop it.
It is kind of reflective of how we talk about this, these politics, is that the situation is just drained of all ideology. Like right. all the article is about is the identity of the candidate, the racial identity of the candidate, without any concern for what the person stands for. Like what is that person going to do in office, for the people that they represent? Was this person progressive? Were they a corporatist? Were they left-wing? Right. Were they centrist?
What are Michelle Wu's views on how people of color should be treated, or the issues that matter to the people who are complaining in this article? And I think you'd find they're probably very, very, very progressive.
Yes, Boston probably just elected its most progressive mayor ever.
Yeah. In an election cycle that was very bad for progressives. Maybe that would be interesting. But
man, she was more progressive than all three of those black people? Are we to believe that? Are we to believe that?
That was not what was interesting to NPR. Insider Josh Barrow also took issue along the lines similar to what I described with NPR's rudimentary fixation on race, saying in part, Wu is the first woman and first Asian American person elected to lead Boston. She's also a progressive who won on an ideological campaign in a cycle when the left did not do so great in lots of other cities. Those both seem like more interesting angles than, quote, she's not black, which I agree with. My friend Katie Herzog, who's a kind of leftist dissident, well, now she's a podcaster, she jokes frequently on Twitter that she always tries to guess when the NPR story comes on how soon it will turn to being about race. That's.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And Kyle Rittenhouse is still a murderer, by the way. Oh, man. Let me tell you something, man. That's enough of these idiots. So what they're doing right now is they're going on the offensive because we're closing in the ranks. Like I said a few weeks ago, FBA is closed, man. We ain't taking on no newcomers. So if you don't work here, you ain't got family in the building, man. You got to kick rocks. We done for right now. You know? No, we're not accepting any new individuals. Either you grandfathered in because you is or you not. But we not doing the honorary nothing, man. Because, see, this is how you get burnt with that honorary bullshit. Yeah, honorary moves into this. And then when you actually have this, then people can say, oh, man, look at those blacks. Oh, man, let's go get this mix. Let's go get this mix heifer to go out here and attack these black people. That's how it works. Now, again, a lot of this has to do with what's going on. So, you know, it's saving face. It's saving face for the false the false control of white supremacy. You know, it's not really white supremacy, it's spiritual dominance. And, you know, you just have some people that are fortunate enough to fall into that position. So let's see what happened. Let me go first to... Let's go first to the Rittenhouse trial today. And then move on. Oh, boy. Now, I don't know how many of y'all been keeping abreast of these trials, but the defense in both cases got what they wanted, supposedly. You understand what I'm saying? So here's what they brought up this morning. This is in Kenosha.
We were talking during the break, and the reality of it is one of the main portions of the video, the thing that you watched, however many times you watched it, right, on a video that we had the video, not the clarity and not the quality. I think that's been conceded that we didn't have that. We would have done this case in a little bit different manner if that was the situation, where we didn't have specific, and I want to say we didn't have the evidence because I don't think that's a fair way to say it, but we didn't.
Oh, Silent D, I just saw what you said. The last part of that tweet was very interesting. Absolutely, it was. That showed you that the people knew what they wanted. Somehow, that ain't what they got. What Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur always say, and she say that about the presidential elections. What does that say about the mayoral election?
Didn't have the quality of evidence that the state had until the case had been closed. On Friday, the parties had rested, and we were going to open air closings on Monday. We've talked to Mr. Rittenhouse, and I'm going to be asking the court for a mistrial based upon the fact that if we're really trying to get to the heart of it, we've watched the video. I can tell you what we think, but it doesn't matter what we think because we don't get to present that to the jury anymore. And I think if we're going to try to do this in a way that is free from anybody hiding anything, anybody not having the same evidence as everybody else has, where it is clearly a level, fair playing field, we have to ask for this, and I'm asking for it.
Now, these people got the jurors that they wanted. This boy gets the chance to pick his juries out of a lottery balls. I ain't never seen that done before. And obviously in the evaluation of how long they've been deliberating, I guess they figured they'd go ahead and try to undercut what was coming out. And say, okay, let's see if we can't get this thrown out because this ain't looking good. And, you know, they want it thrown out. Now, in here, they're saying they want it thrown out with, without prejudice. So the state could pick up this case again. So, you know, but I guess they figured, I'm not so certain that this is enough. And for a defense that is getting paid what they are getting paid to defend Kyle Rittenhouse, this move looks mad desperate. And it just doesn't strike me as confident. I could be wrong. This could be a possum thing. A legal possum. I don't think so. I think it looks bad enough for them to know that a general thought of America right now is that we don't want January 6th minded like individuals thinking that they can run down on someone with a weapon because they perceive some kind of property that doesn't even belong to them might be harmed. And then after you kill somebody, then you say you're there to be a medic. Yeah, I'm going to show up with a bazooka and a pack of Band-Aids and tell you that I'm here to help. Well, you know, he was just scared. He was just fighting for his life. You know what I mean? And look at this guy. He's jumping in the other guy. He's jumping in the pants guy. Well, yeah, he said this, but and then, you know, you get screamed on. So let me go ahead and play this. He talking to him all calm. And for this, it's like, really, man?
We understand that it's going to be without prejudice.
Oh.
We understand that the state can redo this case if the court grants it. We understand they will do it again. But then I think we will all have the same information, the same quality of videos, and I think that is required in a case like this where he's looking at a life sentence, potentially without parole if he's convicted. And to not get that until the evidence has already been closed, That doesn't strike me as fair. So for those reasons, I'm making that request.
All right. I'm not going to invite you to respond yet because the jury is not.
All right. Hopefully that's playing. Okay, let me get it. There we go.
It'll still have to be addressed because the jury saw it here in the courtroom. But
I'm sorry, Judge, but if I understand Attorney Trofsky's request, this is a motion regardless of what the jury is requesting.
I think we're making that request because it's been shown, it's been pointed out, and in fact, we didn't have access. And I'm at this point, I don't think me pointing fingers and doing that is going to be the end all be all. I think what it is I can tell you, and I think the state can tell you, we got a compressed version, which was not of the quality that they had. We learned that Friday, after the evidence had been closed. We learned that when we tried to play the video for Your Honor, and the state asked that their AV person be brought over to play their video, which was a higher quality. If this is a disorderly conduct or something, I get it. But we're talking about a potential life sentence here. So I'm making that request.
Yeah. And that he is. And, you know, to me, it looks like a very poor attempt because, you know, again, why? Oh, Lord. Okay. You got everything else that you wanted. You got, you know, hopefully I'm not frozen, am I? Okay, I saw myself freeze. So hopefully are we still good? Are we there? Am I moving on your screen? Get full whiff tonight. All right, looks like I'm looking good. Okay. These people here, man. So let me go back. We good? Good. Okay, good. Tell you, man, these folks, man, they love being off up in my stuff, man. Let me see, where is that at? Yeah, so y'all seen this. I gotta play this again, though. Oh, let me get that in here. Because, you know, I would be remiss if I didn't point this out. We're going to revisit this video.
And as I'm stepping forward, I believe his name is now Joshua Zeminski. He steps towards me with a pistol in his hand, and as I'm walking towards to put out the fire, I drop the fire extinguisher and I take a step back.
Okay. When you step back from Mr. Zeminski, what's your plan?
My plan is to get out of that situation and go back north down Sheridan Road to where the car source lot number 2 was.
And did you get back? Were you able to go in a northerly direction?
I wasn't.
Describe what happens.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder and Mr. Rosenbaum, Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and
trying to muster it up.
Cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski.
I'm trying to drum it up.
There were there were
gotta turn on the tears, Kyle.
right there.
Take a deep breath now.
You just have to forgive me if I could care less about this boy's fake ass tears.
That's right.
Oh my Lord. Oh man. Oh, Goodwill Johnson, what's going on, my brother? Look at that. All of that for nothing. Oh man, I need that remix. Where that remix at? Where is that remix? Where is it at? You know, I have it somewhere. This dude here, I mean, it's too much. Where is that at? No, I got that shit somewhere. Somebody got that. Send that to me. Oh, you know what? You sent that to me in my joint, huh? My DM. Let me get that. Because you know what? I meant to play that. I meant to play that early in this episode anyway. Let me finish playing this guy here, this fake crocodile tears. Look at him looking all around.
There were 3 people right there.
Jeez.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
Oh man. Oh, this kid here.
That's right, run.
Time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute.
And he gonna come. Oh yeah, you know.
We're gonna take a break about
We take a
10
break, you know,
minutes.
so you can get some air.
Please don't talk about the case during the break.
What's so funny about this?
Watch or listen to any comment.
What's so funny about this is like the all the extra that he doing. It's like cut it out. Oh well, and then they tried to put little extras on it when it got to the news. So like right after that happened, they put that all over the news, right? And that was the picture that they had him crying. To me, he was emotional. It's like he wasn't emotional. Cut it out. It's an act. And then come to find out, he got the whole damn coach over there. So the coach from the OJ trial that understands how you work juries and whatnot. Oh man, please. Man, please. Let me get this. Why I gotta do that all the time? Okay, so let me do this here. Here, hold on. Let me get this up here. Because we're going to do this like this. Get them likes up, family. Yes, indeedy. There we go. Oh, Lord.
Back, I look.
Did it sound now? Ooh, screw tube tripping. You know what? Oh my Lord, what is going on here? Hold on. They are in my stuff. Heavy. Boy, they really been messing with me, ain't they? Golly. Leave me alone, you two. What is going on? Oh, wow. Take a deep breath, Kyle.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying. Hear the music.
Marquee, baby. Marquee, baby.
Wait, the wheel is gone. People right there. People right there. Hold up. People right there. Hold up. People right there. People right there. People right there. Right there. Hold up. People right there. People right there. Boy, if you don't get, hold up. People right there. Hold up. People right there. Hold up. Wait, the wheel is gone.
I'm Marquise. Yes, to you, boy.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Them and their commercials. All right. Oh, so, of course, you said play it one more again. Yeah, I will. I'll play it one more time before we get out of here. And I want to touch on the Gregory McMichael thing, of course, because, we have to hit that. That's the other major story. Let me see. Now all of a sudden, yeah, see, YouTube, I don't know what's up with y'all. Or maybe it's StreamYard. Could be StreamYard. StreamYard tripping. Oh, okay. Well, let me see. Let's try that. So let's get that cracking There we go. Hopefully this plays with no problem.
Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
And I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski. And there were there were people right there. That's what that's where I run.
Boy, if you don't get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying. Hear the music.
I'm Marquis, baby. Marquis, baby.
People right there. Hold up.
People right there.
Hold up.
People right there.
Hold up.
People right there. People right there. People right there.
Hold up.
People right there. People right there.
Boy, if you don't get. Hold up.
People right there.
Hold up.
People right there.
Hold up.
Fight the women's
I am Marquis. Yes, you, boy.
Oh man, that is too funny. Too funny. Oh man, oh man. And what was they throwing in the church? It's like a pillow. Like, what was that? So, going from one to another. Y'all, who would expect to see the same routine within the same week from both of these trials? This is one that they probably tried to keep out of the news today, because I noticed how they weren't reporting this little piece that happened today. And I am about to share it with you. Well, since we know the McMichaels, the Big Kyles, let's call them the Big Kyles. The Big Kyles are on trial in Georgia. Well, let's look at Big Kyle's testimony today. Travis McMichael, ladies and gentlemen.
I was thinking of my son. It sounds weird, but that was the first thing that hit me.
What did you do?
I shot.
Why?
He had my gun. He struck me. It was obvious that he was. It was obvious that he was attacking me. That if he would have got this shotgun from me, then it was this is a life or death situation, and I'm going to have to stop him from doing this. So I shot.
Did he stop when you shot?
He did not. No, he did not.
Can you?
Yeah, he was fighting for his life.
Everything, every hand, every movement. Can you remember those things?
No, I know that I was. I know that I got hit, and I know that I was.
There you go.
Weapon retention. We were talking about it earlier. Where the shotgun or a rifle, it's called the push-pull method, and when somebody's got a weapon You go to Port Arms and push out, pull down with what you're taught.
Cut it out.
I was a stickler with it, with everybody that we trained. That was my biggest fear, that somebody's on a boat and they come up because the pistol's holstered. Rifle or shotgun, you got it in your hand. It'd be easier for somebody to get it from you. So I always exclusively train people to do this push-pull. So it's natural for me. It's trained into, it's muscle memory. And when this happened, I was in Port Arms, I got struck, and I remember when I came down, I got hit in the top of the head, and he had the weapon in his hand, so I pushed and pulled, still getting hit.
Say, man, this dude up here talking like everybody ain't seen this damn video. When the hell he get hit on top of the head? He had my gun. No, he ran past you. As soon as he ran past you, you shot in a straight line. That is not any type of him knocking your gun down. That's in the process of getting out of the way of your trigger pull. Ooh, these people here. All these people here. But I want y'all to see this. And this is a lesson, family. Travis McMichaels is a bad liar. So if you want to know what I don't know how to tell the truth looks like, well, remember I told you the test. Like the other day we were watching. They were trying to ask Kyle Rittenhouse direct questions. He evaded every direct question, and then he looks over, and then now he starts straightening up to answer questions, because the natural instinct is to lie. And when you're a liar, first, every direct question is a potential trap. And so he had to think his way out of that to actually start answering questions. You mean to tell me you're not born with that? I'm a born musician. Nobody taught me music. It was in me. This is in them.
And did you get it free from his grip?
I don't believe I did. I don't know. I don't know exactly when or where or if he continued grabbing, but we were together. We were locked up. He was.
Then how does he have your gun? This demon, he's 38. Imagine that.
On that shot.
Yeah.
You've seen the video we talked about where you see you're being pushed across. Do you remember that? Do you remember where your bodies were moving?
I know that he was, I didn't know where I was at, but I knew that he was on me. I knew that I was losing this. I knew that if I was getting tripped, if I would have tripped, or if he would have got a lucky strike on my head, or if I would have lost that grip on that shotgun, that I would have been shot, or I'd have been in serious trouble at that point. I knew.
Family, we're talking about an encounter that happens after he chases a man down with his shotgun and pickup truck. How well has that been known to work out for black men in years past? White men, shotguns, pickup trucks, Georgia, back row. How has that worked for black men in years past? And if this isn't a big poster child of why you need critical race history. I don't know what a damn theory is about critical race anything. This is critical race history. United States history. The history of the government targeting individuals based on race in the 2021 to have their media apparatus target those individuals as if they are the only ones that ever complain about race. Yet and still, we have a 25-year-old black man who lost his life by this Siberian leprechaun who thought just because this black man is in my neighborhood, I'm gonna do something about it. And I'm gonna lie and say, oh, all the other break-ins that went in my neighborhood, it must be him. And this has got to be the most To Kill a Mockingbird ass trial I have ever seen. Because Ahmaud Arbery doesn't have a criminal record. Yet this whole trial is about him being a felon. They even mention it, and no one's objecting. I guess his felony is he's black. Siberian leprechaun, absolutely. Benjamin Button backwards.
But I didn't know which direction or what mechanics he was doing to overpower me.
Do you, at that time, did you remember how many times you shot the man?
No, I didn't. I thought I shot twice.
Yes, Aryan Siberian.
Yes. Yes.
Do you like I said, do you remember how many times you did?
I thought it was twice until later on, speaking with the investigator, that I realized that it was 3 shots. But
oh, was that before or after you called him an effing nigger? Oh, by the way, they want that thrown out too. So since that can't be thrown out, they want this case to be acquitted without prejudice or with prejudice. So meaning, since we're not going to be able to exclude this information, let's just acquit this. You could do it.
I shot the first shot. I knew I shot, and then the second shot, I shot again because I was still fighting. He was all over me. He was still all over that shotgun.
Shout out to the mighty warrior, our fallen brother Ahmaud Arbery, that was able to fight this damn devil after being shot in the chest with a shotgun at close range. Travis McMichaels can go to hell. And everybody down with him, family included. Damn all y'all. All y'all was down with this, and everybody involved sat down there with this brother dead for 2 months before the rest of us even heard. All y'all can kiss our black ass. Damn Brunswick. May the Lord blow y'all ass off the map.
He was
giving them that work.
So I shot again.
Shout out to that brother.
That third shot, which I thought was second, that final shot, he disengaged, and at that point, he let go. He turned and continued to run down
until he fell to his death.
Down Satilla. And at that point, I was in shock. I turned around. I don't know where I was going.
This part, ladies and gentlemen, of what you can refer to fake tears from a lying bastard.
My dad came out and he was yelling that he's got his hand under him. I turned around. We got over there and pulled his hand out from under him and realized that he was deceased. And I looked up and the police were right there. I stood up, realized that, that I got a gun here and that he is.
The effing nigger part. He used to keep trying to. I was in shock. Oh man, you guys can get that excluded, right? Oh man, I was in shock. Oh man, I just realized that he was deceased. For an experienced hunter, from the state of Georgia? You want me to believe that you didn't know after pulling the trigger on a 12 gauge close range and something was dead after it fell? Oh, he has his hand under him. What you expect him to be, Super Negro? You just shot him 3 times with a shotgun. He has his hand under him. So when we turned over, that's when we recognized he was deceased. I guess with the crazy, insane amount of blood wasn't any indication of his wounds. This dirtbag is a real low life. And I want y'all to see this is the type of people that could be on your juries. This is the type of people that we work with. And y'all be thinking these individuals is your friends and cool. And nigga, you better not bring them around me.
That he's passed away, the police are on scene, so I walked over to the side and put my shotgun down. After that, it was a blur. It was shocking. I mean, it was a blur.
It was a blur? Like the next 2 months while your ass was
Do you
chilling?
remember speaking to the police on the scene?
With no charges?
I do.
Do you remember going back and giving a statement to Officer Nohilly?
Yes.
Did Officer Nohilly give you an opportunity to reject talking to him?
He did.
Did you agree to talk to him?
Yes.
Do you remember having to sign a form and all that technical legal stuff?
Yeah, he told me, he gave me my Miranda rights. And
What's he crying for?
Agreed to make a statement.
What's he teary-eyed for?
What was it like sitting in the room with Detective Nohilly, trying to recall the specifics of this event?
I struggled. I was trying to give him as much information as possible. I thought that I did a good job until I've read the statements.
I thought you did a good job at what?
At giving him.
I thought I did a good job until I read the statements. I'm giving y'all Devil 101 right here. Y'all understand me? I mean, I'm teaching y'all Devil 101. I mean, it has not been he hasn't been able to string up a truthful sentence. Everything he's saying is lie after lie, bat. It's almost like these boys is in a time warp. Like, oh, these niggas are stupid. Nobody around the world could see us. We could just give this stupid ass line and everybody will believe it. This is like, mind you, why is all of this taking place? What crime had been committed? Oh, by the way, if he did surrender, what was the plan of action? For him to have a huge ass lawsuit to be able to take all of y'all shit? For falsely detaining this man and kidnapping him? Come on, man. This went one way. There's no other way to look at it. Run these dudes up. And the fact, man, we'll get to that. I just want to show you the length of the depravity of these damn devils. So when y'all think there's something that could be appealed to by an individual like this, hell no. But they can convince some black people that they have changed and they don't think the way they used to think. See, this is a bad version of Joe Biden. Not that your family members will ever be able to really understand it, and a lot of them need to be wrote off anyway, but for those fringe ones, maybe kind of put this in perspective for them. Joe Biden ain't no different than this dude. He's just a better, savvy, smarter individual. But his anti-blackness is just the same. No different.
Clear idea of what
Spoiled
happened.
ginger.
Reading statements now, I was all over the place.
All over the place in what way?
In describing what happened, giving the dates and the timeline of what happened, it seemed that I was speaking. It seemed like I was reliving the situation. I would go to one thing. I would say I saw him on Burford, and then we lost the phone. But when I grabbed the phone, it was just everywhere. I was everywhere, and it was under stress. I was under. This was less than 2 hours after.
Did this MFer just say, this is like saying, I told the truth as best as I thought I could. So when I went back and read the statement, oh man, I was all over the place. I was nervous. I didn't know what I was saying. I was confused. I was on Ambien. I just don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Jeez. Oh my God. Are y'all listening to this? This dude. Hey, I was watching this. I was like, man, this is textbook devil. To the core. Have you heard him say anything that has tied up with anything else he has said yet? Sheesh.
After shooting, I was not in my right mind at that.
Travis, you understand that you've been charged with having an agreement of sorts with Roddy Bryan.
Objection.
Thank you.
What's the objection?
Well, we can get it's the way you're describing the charges.
Because he's not charged with conspiracy.
Travis, did you ever coordinate?
Okay. See how he's doing it again. So here's the straw man argument. Now, all of us that be in these chats, how many times do we see the traditional straw man argument? Somebody coming in the chat talking about some shit that ain't the subject. Well, I guess you ain't gonna say nothing about a Black Lives Matter person because you just only want to talk about white people. Well, y'all ain't gonna talk about this piece of shit. You gonna say he innocent, just like Kyle. And I'm breaking down how much of a scumbag liar this dude is. How many of these people are running around out here wanting them to get off so they could do the same shit? You know what I'm saying? Man, he said his lawyers cleaned that fat boy racing fuck up real quick. Yeah, they did. They got him, well, somewhat clean anyway. And another question they ain't asked? Were y'all drinking that night? His first bath in years. Valley Ray. His first bath in years.
Box in Ahmaud Arbery.
Shit, you
Did
might be
you ever
right.
do anything to try to use him as a bookend to try to corner Ahmaud Arbery?
I did not.
Did you want to stop Ahmaud Arbery and talk to him?
I did.
Did you
For
want
what?
to stop him and hold him so the police could come and arrest him?
That was my plan. Yes, sir.
And by hold him, I mean, detain him, not let him go anywhere, at least keep an eye on him.
Well, what? Man, let me tell you something.
No, don't answer Spencer's statement.
For all of my Second Amendment individuals in the chat, I'm sorry, but if I see some white boys in the truck talking about, hey, I want to talk to you, stop. Number one, I'm going to stop. But by the time he hop out his truck, he going to know what even playing level we on. these dudes from? Where this is in their mind to say, like, in 2021, anybody saying stop, man. I grew up in an environment to where you better not back up on the street that nobody know you on. And if you was going down to LA, you better know somebody on that block. I mean, so this whole thing like, oh, we're just going to tell this random dude to stop. And this dude didn't start busting at you as soon as you opened your mouth? You lucky. Hey, you, stop. Wop, 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 wop. Let's just start getting off right there. I don't know where y'all from. He definitely has dentures and chews tobacco. He said it was the deworming. Man. Oh, this guy here, man. And then trying to be teary-eyed. About what?
Other than...
He's still proud.
Put your shotgun on your shoulder and the time that you had it in your hands when Mr. Arbery grabbed it. Did you ever pull out your gun?
No, I did not.
Right, Silent D.
I had my gun out and was walking towards the dogleg, the first encounter we had on Satilla, on Holmes.
Ain't no white man walking nowhere near me with his gun out. Talking about, hey, I want to talk to you. You better get somewhere where they love you at. What the fuck you talking about? Hey, stop. Okay. Get your little bitch ass on.
But he was already running away. He didn't see it. And I
Oh, Lord.
Pulled it out.
Yeah, but
that, I think you've explained you're just putting it back. Did you leave the house that day with the intention to kill the guy that your dad mentioned to you?
I did not.
Did you leave the house that day with the
Objection, leaving.
I mean, golly.
Leave the house that day. It's did you leave the house that day?
It's leaving. It's sustained. It's a yes or no question. Don't ask me a yes or no question. It's leading. Yeah.
Well, it's not a leading if the answer could be yes or no. But I'll.
We can debate it all you want, Mr. Sheffield.
It's just okay. Give me 1 second, please.
Now, had this would have went the way like Minnesota, oh man, you over there screaming on people in there. This dude here. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of this one. So yeah, this is I wanted y'all to see his Big Kyle rendition. And this is when we turned him over and we recognized he was deceased. Shut up. Man, I think Derek Chauvin got more remorse in him than this dude. Let's just keep it a buck. You talking about, man, you know all of them pictures of them kids getting lynched? You know what I mean? Yeah, he one of them kids, man. Let's see. Oh, okay, this is the one I want to play. Whew. I mean, this, like I said, this case just is like To Kill a Mockingbird for me. It's like, oh, well, you know, about Arbery. This is a dead man. Why is he on trial? With no felony, no criminal history. His only run-ins with police is them running up on him while being by himself. Wow, what a humongous threat. And then, while he's on his normal path, he goes into the house, which also has a porta potty. Common sense. What are you going to steal out of a urinal or out of a porta potty? What are you going to get? And all of us have walked past houses that are being built. What was he going to take? Because, you know, the power tools are already gone. Workers don't leave their tools there. They leave with that shit. So what is he going to do? I mean, at best, take a table saw and be walking with this big old, what are he going to do? Tie it on his back? And jogging Timberlands and a t-shirt. And this dude had been following around for a while. And so then he also says that he also, I guess, ran into him one night, and he said, well, he didn't know if it was the same dude. So he makes up this story, like the magical two Negroes that almost robbed some white person somewhere, or the Negro that almost raped the white woman sometime. So he goes into that. Hey, I seen him, and he lifted up his shirt, and he acted like he had a gun. But then when the cop showed me he was in the house, he was walking around real nonchalant. I was like, wow, that didn't make any sense. Because for a person that wants to do something like that, you wouldn't think they would be walking around so nonchalant. Because blackness does not equal criminal, white man. Sorry, your Uncle Daddy never told you that. But maybe your mama's sister might have heard before. You might want to check with somebody around there. Oh, and the sister that likes true crime? I guess by the time y'all seed is born, maybe, hey man, y'all could work out some special new things for the family. Don't get me started.
Had alluded earlier in the course of the trial that they intended to ask Mr. McMichael whether or not he said the expletive over Mr. Arbery's body. The state must have a good faith basis to ask that question, that actually could be evidence in the trial. If the court recalls, that was a statement made by Agent Dial during the preliminary hearing about who said it.
And I understand the only person that heard it would have been the co-defendant.
The only person that heard it had been the co-defendant, and so it's my understanding the co-defendant is not testifying. There is no basis then to try to get the statement.
Y'all hearing this horse shit? So because the code, so his daddy ain't gonna testify. So because his daddy ain't gonna testify, that's how they're gonna try to get the racial slur out. So then, and mind you, this is before what I just played. So he knew that they was trying to come. So this didn't work. The acquittal attempt happens before what I played. So this is why I wanted to play his little acting game. This right here is before that video, and what I'm gonna play you after this is before that video. Because Travis McMichaels is a lying, murdering piece of shit. And here's the proof.
And so for that reason, there's no good faith basis to ask the question. It's just going to inject that issue, which is currently not in the case. And so this is something that we're asking the court to limit the state from even asking the question. I certainly know what the answer will be, but I think it's even going beyond what the state could say is a good faith basis for asking the question, because the only place it comes from is from Mr. Bryan.
So because he's not going to testify, a statement previously made in a investigation now can't be used in trial? Do you think that would work with us, ladies and gentlemen? Man, they would convict this on the man. They got Ray Caruth on the testimony of a dead woman. Tell me no horse. Yo, this is I'm white and I say so on display for the world to see. And just watching the different dynamics of the devilry. It's just, man, I hope people are paying attention, because these people are doing a grandiose display of absolute dancing around what the simplest answer is. Simple answer. Black man, innocent, never a criminal. Treated like a criminal because he was black. Dead by these men because he's black. And says the racial slur, which the dad, co-defendant, attests to. So it was cool then to say, we got that F a nigga. But now it's not okay, let's exclude him. What changed? What changed, Pops? We're not in the same energy? Oh, that's right, because we supposed to believe that crap he just did. I was all over the place. I mean, I thought I told the truth, but when I went back and I looked at all of my statements, I was all over the place. I was really stressed. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was really all over the place. No, you're just a liar, and now you have to tailor make your story. So you threw a bunch of rocks in the pond. None of them worked. Now you have a lawyer that has to come up with a strategy around all the damage that you have already done to yourself. They got 11 whites and 1 black on a jury, and this case is total dumpster juice. They should have ran from this as soon as this landed on their desk. Said, nope. Because there's nothing about this that'll make any one of these guys look, unless they plan on just being dedicated to like the Proud Boys and 3%ers from now on out. Because these guys here, what NAACP dinner they gonna get sent to? I'm not buffering on any 2 of these I'm looking at right now, silent. But you know how they do. So let's check it out. Let's go some more.
Number 2, Your Honor, is I believe through the course of that direct examination, we did not put Mr. McMichael's character into evidence. We did not talk about things that would open the door to what the state has previously
that's not character.
As
that's happened at the event.
Statements and other postings or videos or things that they withdrew. Similarly, to ask the court to have a candid conversation about that now, the state indicated that if it was going to do something like that, it would certainly make the court and the defense aware, and we could hear that outside the presence of the jury. I bring it to the court's attention because I think that we have not opened the door. We did not put his character into issue. Now, we're asking the court to hear from the state and kind of see where we are.
This is insane. So
he said
the killer's character isn't in question, but the deceased's character has been in nonstop question. No, actually not question, accusation and speculation. This brother is dead because these white men attempted to kidnap him. Let's call that what it is. So first they stalked him. You have Gregory McMichael saying he'd been following this guy around for a while, supposedly. But then when, he has to go back and look at his statement, oh man, I was all over the place. I tried to tell the truth to the best of my ability. Anybody saying that is a liar, especially when you hear that in court. That's a person that spends all of their time lying. They spend so much time lying that they don't know how to turn it off until they get in front of a judge and have to. I've actually seen that happen to somebody. I've literally seen that happen to somebody. Say, okay, can you prove any of that? Well, I tried to tell the truth to my whole ability. Then why did you get up there and say all of that lying shit in the first place? Oh, it's just you're a liar. And see, so again, just looking at this, that's why I want to show y'all how these people get down. And then you got black folks to be vouching for these people. No, man, you just don't know. You got to be forgiven, brother. Forgiven. These are the type of people that people look to forgive. You need a brick upside your head. As we say around here, you need to be swung on. Talking that silly shit. Yeah, let's see, where is the other one I want? That's it. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, this is what else I wanted to show you. So check out who was in front of what are the supporters for Kyle Rittenhouse. This is Ken, St. Louis Ken and Karen. They out there. And again, just I am just putting devilry on display this Wednesday. And we're going to cut right back to the McMichaels. But I just want you to listen to another one. Same line, same vibe, same energy. See, over here, we judge people by the content of their character. We don't have to ever or will never be able to get past enough antics to ever consider your color. How? If I deal with what you are before I ever worried about what you look like, what century could I ever begin dealing with your complexion? If you don't want to know your history, change the future. But you're not finna have us not let us and our children know what we're up against when you raising Kyles, Travises, and we're watching generations of the same demonic, anti-black. Anytime you speak up for black folks, I hate your guts energy.
I think that's what the evidence indicates. But once again, I've not been in the jury, so they've heard all the evidence. We have not. So, I've been a lawyer my whole life. I trust the jury system, and I anticipate that the jury will follow the law and apply the facts.
Thank you.
What I'll do. See here somewhere? There it is.
They out there. See, they're out there too. And here's a prime example. What are they out there to do? Support. And they got the white supremacists. Now, what is he out there to do? Is he out there to? Y'all saw the Proud Boy out there, and the Proud Boys out there. They won't let them stand on that side. They got to stand off in the distance. I notice how conveniently the media is mentioning Black Lives Matter protesters, but are neglecting to mention the Antifa, well, not even Antifa, the right-wing people out there. And I don't even think Black Lives Matter was out there. It was just the Proud Boy out there with a megaphone talking about the Black Lives Matter. It's like, I don't even think they were there. There are black people out there from Kenosha. But you know what, when it comes down to code speak, Black Lives Matter just means black. Black Lives Matter types. Okay, is this the one I want? Yes. Okay. So let me finish playing this. Yes. Absolutely, Judah Queen. Yeah. This is who they're calling Black Lives Matter on the media. There's no organized group out here. It's a bunch of mixed individuals. Man, y'all see how they do. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. You don't even see a Black Lives Matter sign, shirt, or hat. But yet on the news, when I was watching Court TV, matter of fact, right before they played him and his interview, they was like, yeah, we seen Black Lives Matter activists out here and blah, blah, blah. And then they show the Proud Boy backing up with a megaphone because there's a black person from Kenosha. Just a black person, not a representative of the Black Lives Matter organization. But the white man, Black Lives Matter is a this and that, and Black Lives Matter is that, and this and that. You know how they do, the whole straw man spew. And then the media quickly, promptly says, yes, Black Lives Matter activists are out there already. Man, please. You see how few people are out there? And they standing way across the street, keep trying to show you this long, blurry view. These people are just pieces of crap. Court TV, they ain't shit. With that being said, here's Court TV.
Leah Janae, she's been in the courtroom for the trial of the 3 men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery. And wow, oh wow, has there been lots of action there today. Julia, tell us what we missed, please.
Damn.
Julie, there has been so much that has happened just before lunch broke for the day. They are now starting up again, but one of the major things was the presence of civil rights icon Jesse Jackson in the courtroom today. We saw him walking in. We knew this would likely bring up some issues inside of the courtroom because of one of the defense attorneys, Kevin Goff, for William Roddy Bryan, his objections to, quote, any more black pastors being inside the courtroom. I was inside the courtroom sitting in.
So here's the funny part about this. Now, they'll be real quick to say, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, right? And they're real, because that's all Black Lives Matter is a name. That's just a bunch of white people. But see, now, black pastors. You got a name with black pastors. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. They're showing up in this organization and that organization. They got the names of these people. It ain't no random one big Negro. It's these black pastors. Intimidating. Intimidating? Now, you got whole Antifa, or not Antifa, but the Proud Boys going out there. And then you got governor pardoned Ken and Karen out there that were pointing their guns at protesters that were walking past their house. It's like kind of doing the same thing that Kyle was doing. You know how you go look for trouble and go invoke it with a weapon? Because that's what pussies do. Why are you out with your weapon? We got so many concealed carry states, but I'm gonna walk around with my rifle. You douchebag. Ain't threw no hands in your life. But you know how the shooting range work. Until you see the brothers up there getting down with it, then your ass is shook again. So what do? You do the cowardly thing. You ambush somebody. What the hell is more than one shotgun for a person that you don't know or know if they've committed a crime? We wanted to hold him for the police. So because you think you're special, white man, You think you're going to pull a weapon on me to hold me for the police because you think I did something? Guess we're going to be some shooting motherfuckers in here tonight. Ooh, Lord. Do people get down like just, hey, you, stop. Y'all really do that? That's some unheard of shit for me. Hey, stop. Are you kidding? No. Shit, with they shotguns. You get your ass off this block. Get out that truck if you want to. Give a damn about your gun. Everybody got a gun. You better keep your ass in that truck and press on, partner. Hey, you stop. You stop your mama.
Of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who is seated between Wanda Cooper Jones and Marcus Arbery, both of the parents of Ahmaud Arbery. And we thought that this was going to be really the fireworks inside the courtroom. Kevin Goff did raise a motion during the morning break objecting to his presence, saying that he doesn't know how many pastors are going to be brought in, and this is influencing the jury in a negative way. And the body language from people in the courtroom, including the other defense attorneys, was, why are you bringing this up again? Please don't do this. I could even see the wife and mother of two of the defendants, Lee McMichael, shaking her head while this was happening, putting her hands up to her brow. But that all changed as far as that distance from Goff and this motion after an emotional reaction in the courtroom. There was a spark of life witness who took the stand, who showed a picture of Ahmaud Arbery, and Wanda Cooper Jones could not hold back her tears. You could hear the weeping, and the jury
and that's
noticed
rightfully
this.
so.
After
She's
that,
a mother.
the judge quickly asked them to leave the courtroom so that the commotion could die down. And then we had a motion for a mistrial from all three defendants, with those other two who aren't typically the ones who raise these motions, Julie, the attorneys for Gregory and Travis McMichael. They said they were constrained to join because this was such a unique moment inside of the courtroom.
And Julia, what did
y'all remember when Amber Geiger and Tammy the Mammy and that Mammy bailiff rubbing through Amber Geiger's hair and all of the crap they told us? Well, I normally do this and I normally do that. Remember all that? I just can't help but look at how different this is. TJ, welcome, welcome. You made it. This is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, and this being Court TV, which is white supremacy sympathizer television. So, when you watching them, just be mindful. You watch them with a, take it with a grain of salt.
did they identify as the basis, the legal basis for motioning the court to declare a mistrial?
With prejudice
because of the impact that this could have had on the jury. Laura Hogue said that she noticed several of the female jurors, I did as well, looking at Wanda Cooper Jones when she was trying to hold back those tears. It seemed she was just really overcome seeing that image of her son inside of court. And she said that they then looked not only at the gallery, but then connected eyes with her, being this woman attorney sitting at the seat. And she said, just as a human being, as a person, you could see that this is impacting them and that emotion should not be in the court.
Wrong. Wrong. Absolutely disagree. There are weeping families in the court at damn near every murder trial. This is nothing new, especially for a mother. And what she did in the court was still extremely tame compared to what some of the things we've seen in years past. I mean, truth be told, we've seen I mean, anybody, who was it, Jeffrey Dahmer and a few of these other weirdos, they black family members was jumping over shit to get to these people. I remember Jeffrey Dahmer. Well, them niggas went nuts off up in there. They was like, they came down with the hammer, boy. They was like, let me get at this motherfucker before y'all put him in these cars. Boy, them niggas was flying over desks and chairs and all some more shit off up in there trying to get to him. Ooh-wee. See, we different. Black folks, telling y'all, sometimes, there's a certain, and that's, truth be told, I like seeing shit like that because that let me know y'all still alive, y'all still awake, and let y'all know, man, this ain't right. And the fact that you sitting here comfortable and cool and calm and collected, if my family member deceased by your depraved, sadistic hand, nah, man. And if we can get to you before they can slap them cuffs on you, man, we turning over chairs and some more shit, throwing chairs all up in that courthouse. I mean, I've seen it done. You turn out a club, you damn sure could turn out a courthouse to get at somebody who done murdered your relative. Damn him. Shit, you might get 20 days in jail, 10 at that. Kick his ass. Really though, all that forgiveness talk. Y'all need to forgive. Just be forgive. You know what? Forgiveness is the conversation of a coward. Repentance, making it right. The spirit of making someone whole for what you've taken from them should be the first thing in your mouth and on your mind before ever talking to a black person about forgiveness. Because around where I'm from, we'll tell you like this. Saying some stupid shit like that, you need to be swung on. Your mama need to swing on you, nigga. Forgiveness comes after repentance. Thank you, Dan Ruck. A lot of people need to understand that. But it's not taught.
Also said that it is becoming more clear that they can't get an impartial jury in Glenn County and mentioned a change of venue, something that the attorneys for Travis McMichael, Bob Rubin, and Jason Sheffield, they say they don't believe that there's a need for a change of venue. Or rather, Kevin Goff said he didn't believe that there was a need for a change of venue. But Jason Sheffield said that you can't ignore the impression that not only the image of Wanda Cooper Jones crying in court had, but also Reverend Jesse Jackson sitting there next to her. He mentioned that his own mother for years had an autographed picture of Jackson hanging on the wall, and the enormity that his presence brings, that moment was so unique that it's something that he felt.
Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that? So the lawyer, Mr. Black Pastors himself, has got the nerve to tell y'all his mother had an autographed picture hanging up in her house of Jesse Jackson. Y'all really believe that? He said Jesse Jackson smelling her hair. No, y'all might be too young to remember how Jesse get down. I think he too old to be moving how he was, though. But for those of y'all who are old enough to remember, shoot, not even that long ago. So he got a kid around the age of my son, my baby. How old is Jesse Jackson's youngest kid? Like 17, 16, 17? Y'all remember that? Jesse was popping his collar. Shut down. You said you don't remember that? Oh, man, it was a whole big old scandal, man. He was over there and got a baby with his secretary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that baby's under 20 years old. That baby definitely under 20 years old. But you know what, though? Maybe he threw Warren Ballantyne under the bus because that was the biggest next news in Chicago. Then his own son had to go to prison. So that kind of took the dirt off of him. Oh, man. He used to be the #1 stunner back in the day. Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, Jess used to play. He was over there. The whole scandal. He was messing with his secretary. You remember that then, what? Got the whole baby and everything. Side baby. Yes, yes, yes. Before D.L. Hughley. Hey, he got a kid in high school right now.
Created a situation where they can't get a fair trial for their clients.
And did the judge rule yet on that, Julia?
The judge did rule, and he started by saying that emotions are expected, they are a natural part of the court, and the court has taken those steps to limit what this jury is exposed to, but he said it's ultimately up to the discretion of the court. That he noticed he heard someone sobbing, and he quickly asked the jury to step out, and that was the cure for this. But he did take all of this into consideration. He also mentioned that Kevin Goff, some of the statements that he has been making on the record in the courtroom, particularly objecting to black pastors, but also saying, what if we brought in people dressed as Colonel Sanders wearing white masks, that those kind of reprehensible remarks could be creating the kind of commotion outside of the courtroom.
The Colonel Sanders thing ain't gonna cut it, bro.
Inside of the courtroom.
Colonel Sanders, dude.
What a morning and afternoon it's been there. Julia, I know you are the pool reporter
What if we
today.
just brought a bunch of Colonel Sanders in white masks? Say what now? Full blown, didn't you, dude? Damn. Oh, Lord. So, let me see. There's one more. Where is it? Because I want to play that other thing for you. I got it somewhere. Where is it? Gotta go through my videos here. Oh, that ain't it. You know what I can do? Get this. So let me play this. This is the prosecution's cross-examine of Travis. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and we get ready to wrap it up because this is pretty much what I wanted to hit today. We still don't know what the outcome of Kyle Rittenhouse's trial is, but as it stands right now, no mistrial granted in Minnesota, in Kenosha, no mistrial or acquittal granted in Georgia, which that was just stupid. You can't tell me that the mother of the person you killed crying in court, yeah, we should just be acquitted because we can't get a fair trial because she was crying.
Talk about what happened on the 23rd of February, okay, of 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So
yeah, they still deliberating.
let's go ahead and start at the moment your dad kind of came running into the house. He was yelling for you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. He yelled that the guy from the other night was running down the road.
Yes.
And you understood that he was talking about the black van that you had seen go into the open unsecured construction site 12 days beforehand on February 11th.
He said the guy that had been breaking into the house just ran by. So yes, that was.
Did you hear what he just said? His dad said the guy that has been breaking in houses. So they're investigating, and so they're judge and jury. Yep, the judge and jury here. Yeah, this is what my dad said. My dad said this is the one who's breaking in houses.
That was what I was thinking at the time.
Okay. And your father ran into his bedroom to get his .357 Magnum revolver.
Yes, we're loose. Yes, ma'am.
Right. And I want to be real clear. He didn't say he'd seen the man breaking into the house.
No.
Just that he'd seen the man running down the street.
That has been breaking in the house, is what he said. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there's no proof of that. So this is a white man accusing a black man. Unfounded. You know, I think back of when they were talking about Donald Trump, right when he lost the election, right? And well, his allegations are unfounded allegations, unfounded allegations. This shit here is unfounded allegations, and I have never heard him bring it up since I've been watching this case. And they keep talking about Ahmaud Arbery like he's done something. And this piece of shit father of his, no, that's the one that's been breaking into houses. That's a lie. So what you're saying is, I'm white, this black guy, I want to call him a criminal? Let's go kill him and get off by the law. Oh, his mother was crying. We can't get a fair trial. This is YouTube, so I can't say what I want to say. And
you hadn't seen the black man in the 12 days between February 11th and February 23rd, had you?
I did not.
The black man.
And at this time, you were working at Metz and Marine.
I was.
And your hours were really early in the morning to about 5 at night?
It depended on what was going on. It was.
Oh, I can't say what I want to say in
court. 1 or
court.
2 in the evening, but it could change so much.
All right, so I just want to be clear. 5 o'clock in the morning to 1 or 2 in the afternoon, or are you talking 5 p.m. to 1 or 2 at
5
midnight?
a.m. to 1 p.m. sometimes.
Okay. All right, so on February 23rd, 2020, when your dad came in and yelled for you, you didn't know where the black man was coming from.
I had an idea because he said running down the road, the guy's been breaking in. I've never seen him before. I've kind of had an idea that.
How does your dad know then?
Coming from 220.
Damn it. Okay. Did he not just say his dad told him that, hey, I saw that guy you saw the other night, the black guy that's breaking into houses? He just said it. Then in the course of questions said, no, I never saw him. I didn't know who he was talking about. Well, then which is it? Either he's the guy that your dad just called you about when he grabbed his .357, or he's some new dude that you never saw before, to which you just said. Which is it? Jeez, this dude here.
But we'll go out and check out and see what's going on.
But your dad just said he's running down the road, correct?
Yes.
Well, no, Silent D, she's making a point. See, if she uses his name, because I'm sure that's not how they were talking about him. So she would be making the McMichaels, making Ahmaud Arbery human. She wants everybody to understand they didn't view him that way. He's just the black man. See, so for the family, we know he's Ahmaud Arbery. But for these devils here, she wants everybody to know that's all they saw him as. So she makes sure to use his words back to him. Notice how he never corrects her. See, she's sharp. She's sharp. She is sharp and knows how to work a dummy.
And you didn't know where he was going when he was running down the road?
I did not.
All right. And you had no idea what he'd actually been doing that day?
Not at that time, no.
So he's just minding his own black business.
What you did know at that point in time was that Mr. Arbery had been at the open unsecured construction site on February 11th. Is that right?
Yes.
And you knew about 2 other times, is that correct?
I knew that he's been there several times, 2 other times, and that stuff has been stolen out of there, and then the way that he reacted to me on the 11th.
Whoops. Back up there, player. I know stuff has been stolen out of there. The man who owned the house turned over all of his camera footage. Guess who didn't steal his shit? We still sitting up here. You couldn't call these men in Kenosha victims. Ahmaud Arbery was never anything less than a victim. They don't need to call him a jogger. They don't need to call him nothing else but a victim. A victim who fortunately fought back, showed his own warrior strength before he gave up the ghost. And, for everybody who saw what happened, what is this white man getting out of his truck with a gun for? Stop? Okay, for what? Well, my dad said you were breaking into houses. Who the hell is your dad? Well, he's Gregory McMichael. He's going to get his 357. We're going to come stop you. Stop me from what? Stop you from crime. You don't get your fucking ass away from me. You understand what I'm saying here? This is the people. He's a jogger. My ass. No, he's not. He's minding his own business, and these devils tracked him down and killed him. He's a victim. From this dirtbag, scum bucket, him and his father, and William Roddy Bryan. Yeah, end of story. They wanted to hunt a black person down. Period. Right, Silent D.
That was the thought that was in my mind.
Now, you didn't suspect him of having stolen your handgun out of your car 54 days earlier, did you?
No, I have no idea who did that.
Did you tell Diego Perez that you knew who did it?
No, I didn't.
Did you indicate to Diego Perez you had a good idea who was a good suspect in the neighborhood who had done it?
To Diego? No, I did not.
Did Diego Perez actually show you the videos from his house to see if anyone was going up and down, cars or people?
On the first.
Very interesting question that she asked. And he's too stupid to catch it. What she asked him was about the neighborhood. Because he lived just a mile away from that block. So technically, they're in the same neighborhood. Get it? Remember, they're talking about strangers and all of these break-ins in the neighborhood. And this dude was in the neighborhood. This dude's from your neighborhood. He was just on your street. Now, how many of them Beckys was Ahmaud over there knocking off? That's the information that really should have came over in this trial. Because what the hell does this dude care about him running down this street? Talking about breaking in. And then when it really mattered, You think he's the one responsible for breaking into your stuff and stealing your gun? Oh, no. 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 Then what the hell is he dead for? Oh, boy, oh, boy.
When my pistol was stolen. So I walked around. I started noticing that everybody had these things. So I saw that Diego's house had cameras while I was waiting on the police to come to make the report. That's the first day I met Diego, and I asked him if there was any if he had any footage from this morning because I had a pistol stolen, and I asked if I can have his thumb drive, and I got his thumb drive and looked through, and I didn't see anybody. Saw a couple of trucks that were I've never seen before that had me wonder a little bit, but I didn't see anybody on there.
Okay, so you're saying that Diego Perez actually gave you a thumb drive with these videos on them?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're not understanding, family, the mind of a psychopath racist like this, everybody that he's seen on the video wasn't black. So because he didn't come across any black people, then he just figured none of those people were the people who broke into his truck. Same time, no video of Ahmaud Arbery anywhere around his stuff, and he even admits so.
Isn't it true that you stood there with Diego Perez and looked at the videos
Hey,
with him at the
Louise.
same time?
No, I took it home with me.
So while you weren't with Diego Perez watching the videos when you said to Diego Perez, I think I know who did this.
I never said that to Diego Perez.
Uh-oh.
All right, so let's go ahead and go back to February 23rd, 2020, okay? So when you set out with your father, your goal was to go ahead and just talk to Mr. Arbery.
Yes, to find out to verify if it was the same individual I saw on the 11th.
So basically, ID him.
I was going to ID him, and then yes.
All right.
Okay, let's get back to this part. And I'm glad she's revisiting this because remember, he said he didn't see him, but his dad did. So how could they coordinate the same black guy if they never saw him together? So he starts off saying, the black guy that you seen from the other day. So dad didn't see. So they never saw this dude together. This is just he's black and so he must be it. And I mean, this sounds like some stuff that would happen in like some of these rural areas in Oregon. Like this is so typical. I'm missing something. Oh, yeah, you stole it. You're black, so you must have stole what I got. It's missing. Oh, I misplaced something. Oh, I misplaced it. Does that sound familiar? Maya Ponsetto? You stole my phone. Oh, it was in the car? Oh, well, I'm not apologizing. I'm just a girl who lost your phone.
At that point in time, when your dad came running and he was all excited, there goes the guy running down the street. You didn't call 911.
I did not.
Right.
No, you got your gun.
Did you tell your dad to call 911?
I asked him if he did. I was thinking that I asked him, have you called 911 because he comes running in. I thought that he was already on the phone with him.
So somebody who is jogging down the street, it was more important for you to miss calling 911, go in the house, get your gun, and then go follow this guy. Oh, boy. Lord.
or have contacted him because he was outside, and he said yes.
Right, Silent D.
So
None of them called
I
911.
assume that the police had been called at that point.
All right.
No, he
You made a
calls him
statement
after he
to
shoots him.
Detective Nohilly hours after this incident, correct?
I did.
Okay.
No,
Roddy Bryan.
Roddy Bryan called.
That you thought your dad had already called 911.
I told him that I believed 911 was called. I don't know exactly what I said, but I believe I did tell him that I was under the impression that my father had called 911.
Boy, Gump and Gump Private Eye over here. What were they doing? Acting like bounty hunters or skip traces or something. A person actually has to be a criminal or have a warrant or something like that or sort to even be considered to be in that position. These people are literally just taught this. I don't understand how anyone can hear this a different way. All we are hearing is about them making up excuses in their mind to go target somebody for murder. And this is amazing to me, but I wanted to play this because just watching this today and watching these two different cases, I'm like, man, this is a good, solid example. And it's happened in such a setting to where this is before the world. You can't get away from this type of shit. So, like I told y'all, Silent D, what did I say early this year? The image of false superiority has taken the hit. And we just gonna keep chipping away at that dam, baby.
Do you remember on about page 9 of your transcript telling Detective Nohilly that Mr. Arbery's running, he won't stop? I said, that's him. Stop right there, stop where you're at, and then you turned to your father and said, call the cops, there he is.
Your Honor, if we could show him the transcript.
Yeah, if I can have a transcript.
Now, you see somebody interjected right there? Peep what happened. Somebody interjected. Why? Because she used his name. So Dan, do you see how she was working that? So when she was using dude's framing of the situation, she was saying black guy, black guy, that black man, black guy, black man, black guy, black man. When she has to make the reference of the action that he took against that man, that's when she brought his name into play. No, she's sharp. She is sharp. I'm digging the prosecutor. Her and the sister that's with her. I'm digging them. I'm out of a lot of these, because some of these cases you be seeing these people. It's like these people are trying to tank this shit. This woman looked like she's there to win. And I mean, she's pretty much kicked 3 lawyers' asses. Not that it would take much with this whack ass case, but with that being said, she could have gave them softballs and she left them no room other than to just flat hang themselves. So anybody that goes back and examine, especially, now mind you, what I played y'all before, when they wanted to sit up here and get the thing thrown out and all of that, that's before he testifies. So they knew that he was fitting to blow it. Oh, we don't have enough information. Yeah, because you hadn't let him speak yet. I think that ship has sailed. I think y'all just need to be worrying about how sentencing's going to play out. When I'm watching the commentators after Travis McMichael get done, and the white woman on the TV is looking like this. You're done, homie. You done, homie. I said, oh, they done turned on you, partner. It's a wrap. I mean, this white woman, as soon as they pan back to her face was in the camera like, said, oh, he done. Oh, he done. Oh, Lord. I'm telling you, she said, okay, is it me? Or does this just sound like a white man, a whole racist white man, not wanting a black man in their neighborhood? Did this come out the white woman's mouth? Yeah, well, yes, you guys need to just worry about that sentencing, man, and see if y'all can't get sent somewhere where you want to go. But I hope I've demonstrated tonight a great truth of, because these are the people who hop up in our chats. They hop up in our spaces. These type of people want to dictate to us who our friends are. I don't see how you can support this person and that person. They say this, man. I don't take my cues of my own from those who are not my own. What the hell I look like? Let some outsider dictate to me who I'm going to deal with in my own community. Ain't you bitching? I mean, really though. What we look like letting some outsiders dictate, you shouldn't be messing with that person because they feel this way and they feel that way. Get your ass away from me. Dissension, divide and conquer ass individuals, seeking, destroying, and then devouring. The harbingers of death and covetousness. AKA known as the children of Babylon. Yes. See right here, the image of the red man is dissipating. The foundational white American, the Shemitic Edomite, is taking a hit of superiority. Let you know, like we say here, don't take it personal. You can't get half of these black folks too. So don't get mad at us for telling you what you know was inevitable. And this shit don't go on forever. You the wicked. You know who your father is. And our presence here is just pure evidence of your time being up. And I gladly stand on that one. But only time will tell. But I don't seem worried now, do I? Nah, I've seen too much in my lifetime. And I know what they fear. I just hope most of us would get it through our head. We are the driving force of everything successful, family. There is a need to thin our numbers, but to completely get rid of us, no. We're more better. See, we're such a value that you would say, let's not kill them all. Let's just erase their past so they never remember who they are. Even at half capacity, we still kicking everybody's ass. Rayvon Johnson, what's going on, my brother? So you understand, we are coming back into our own, which clearly has been the one thing that they did not want to ever happen. And another thing I want to start or want to make sure I'll take every opportunity to show you, is the average everyday Shemitic Edomite liar. And I think we did a great job today. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you just have to know. And you know, just accept that things are what they are. I can't control them and I can't change them. You dig? All I can say is I know where we stand, and we can see where many other people stand against us. Well, if we're on the side of right, where does that put everybody else at the end? And I guess in the long run, the only problem for the Shemitic Edomites, I don't give a damn. It's not my problem, man. Not my bag, it's yours. But, you know, if I actually said I did not know the outcome, I would be lying. Oh, boy, oh, boy. But hey, man, the Lord has a sense of humor. You know? And sometimes he breaks you off with a good old-fashioned asshole. Hello, my name is Michael. How are you? Truth cuts like a knife. Let's get him, Kyle.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder and from my right side.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
And I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski. And there were
Today, Junior.
there were people right there.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what That's where I run.
Boy, if you don't get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Marquee, baby. Marquee, baby.
Wait, the wheel is gone.
He's right there.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Boy, if you don't get... Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Wait, the wheel is gone.
I'm Marquise. It's to you,
Oh, Lord, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Let me get my asshole naughty. Oh, man. You know, and I got to say, man, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, what was the pillow for? What you throwing the pillow for? Oh, man. Man, you know, you see stuff like that. It just is too funny. Mm-mm-mm. Like this. And I'm going to play one more clip because I want y'all to remember, I'm going to sum all of this up with this one clip right here, and we about to get on out of here. Goodwill Johnson, my good brother. I'm glad you made one, brother. Yeah, about time. You overdue, bro. Hope all is well with you. Let me play this because always, y'all, remember this. Remember this. As it's been said, Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur and others, myself, these white supremacists have mothers. And if you want to know where you start getting that level of devilry from, well, there's this.
Sunset, one take.
I mean, shoot, you talking about good teachers. Very good teachers. You dig? Very good teachers. But see, this is one of the platforms to where we pointed out. You know what I'm saying? And here at the New Black Media, the grassroots, the pull-up summer era, the pull-up summer season, shout out to all of y'all. You know, shout out to the family out there out east, got rolling up off the block. Because see, here's again, man. You could either connect with your people or want to connect with them. You know, shoot, they got my black ass out the paint because I connect with y'all. But baby, I'm back. And you know, hey man, it is what it is. Things have moved forward. And now it is such that they have to make political moves. They're spending millions of dollars to combat this. So, and what's so crazy is you could just break us off. But it's this much effort to fight it. And that's exactly why we say here, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. You dig it. Yes, sir. That's right, Will. Man, you already know. So, you know, man, we over 3 hours tonight. You know, let it burn. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And, you know, I hope everybody could get, you know, you're getting what you need to get from this broadcast. I love to break down some of these things that I've had the fortunate and unfortunate experiences of learning. And I share that with you freely, you know. And one thing I'll never do is I'll never charge for anything spiritual. So like last Wednesday, when I had to go deep and heavy into the spiritual stuff, that is something we get it free, we give it free. That's how that works. If a person writing a book, sell your product, cool. Spiritual stuff, I am just of the belief that is to be freely given. So, with that being said, love can easily be one of those things. A kind word can be another. An encouragement to your own can be the best. So y'all remember how special y'all are. Remember that it is just not us on this end of the broadcasts, but it is also you as well. You are the new black media. You are the grassroots. You are the Messiah to which they fear. So, with that being said, give them a reason. And follow me on Instagram at beatzillapdx. Follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx. Follow me on Facebook, beatzillapdx. And on Patreon, follow me at beatzillapdx official. Then, of course, you can email me at ourrealtruth at gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth at gmail.com. And of course, I have the podcast, which I do need to upload a new one to soon. Our Real Truth at Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes, and various other streaming platforms as well. And then, of course, if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation to this platform, you can do so at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. That's Cash App, $beatzillapdx. Also, you can hit up PayPal at Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK. Zilla Music. So, with that being said, all right, we got Charlotte, Greensville. Yeah, and the PDX. Oh, we here. And all my East Coast fam. So, from Canada to the UK. I don't know who's down there, if we got anybody out here tapping in from the Caribbean today. But shout out to my Caribbean folks. I appreciate everybody. I'm glad that y'all hang out with me. And y'all just keep trucking. I'll keep trucking. And man, we finna put the boot to Satan's ass out here, man. That's what we were put here to do. That's our purpose. I believe so. East Coast in the house, Deneen Soul. Got y'all out there burning the midnight oil with the brother. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Yes, indeed. So for all of y'all out there, it's past midnight. So I know you might eat a salad. Don't eat nothing too heavy because it's too late. You know what I mean? You're going to have that late night snack, eat you a salad, get you an apple or something. Don't put nothing heavy on you. So shout out to Canada. Yes, indeed. Try to be international. It's a small platform, but we still get shadow banned here. Numbers do not equal impact. So remember that, family. And always remember, if you have something special that people are gravitating towards, trust me. Although you may not see the immediate results of that, people are watching you. People are watching you. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. You understand? So with that being said, well, if YouTube wouldn't stop shadow banning me, I'd have over 1,000 followers right now, or subscribers. But it's all good. I got a lot of shadow subscribers. They can't commit to actually following me legitimately. They might get in trouble. Hey man, we the radical crowd, so they say, because we say things that not everybody is willing to say, and we believe things for our people are just necessary. So y'all have a blessed night, a blessed evening. We will be back Friday, Lord willing, for the weekly wrap-up. Hopefully we have a conviction in Minnesota, because one thing we need to do is make sure that they are putting a cap on vigilante justice. And let's be clear, Kyle went out there to go kill some black folks at first. But when he couldn't get a rise out of them, and there was also some more rifles over there, he went and found the unarmed white folk. So, because they were out there being race traitors. So, we can't let them tell us who our friends are. And I'm going to send y'all home with the stone of truth, y'all. Shalom.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.